online learning and think of how to access online learning. I'll start with sharing how you can position yourself to access the opportunities that are available. So the first thing is to update your CV. Okay, we know that CV is usually the major contact point if you're
your CV.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay. So first, updating your CV and online profile. So the CV is majorly the thing that recruiters see start applying for jobs. And so you have to update it like for every skill, and you know that CV is really the same. Importantly, so just keep your CV up to date depending on what you're trying to achieve, the kind of job you want to enroll in. And also number two, you have to online profile also, and I would like to touch on this because even after you get accepted for jobs, people usually go to check your background, and they're going to do this using your social media platforms, the kind of things you post on Instagram, LinkedIn, and depending on this, they'll be able to make their hiring decisions. So it's good that you do not disqualify yourself by having not updating your online profile. So just work on your online profile, including a headshot. Like for example, Rose Daniels, you have a very nice headshot.
Grace, could you mute your microphone, please?
Pardon?
Sorry, somebody's microphone is not muted. Okay, yes, please carry on, Josephine. Oh, okay. Sorry about that interruption. Thank you.
No problem. So I was talking about updating your CV and online profile. And an online profile, I told you about social media. That's when people are doing background checks. Companies, after doing the hiring decision, the final step is to check your background to make sure that you are not going to interfere with maybe the values of the company and so much stuff. So you have to really mind about the things you post on social media, on your Facebook page, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and most recently TikTok. So just make sure you are posting things that align with your profession. Okay, just be yourself, but don't post content that can disqualify you from accessing an opportunity. And I said the first point of updating a profile, you can have a good profile picture. Like for the one was Daniels, I can see it's a very clear one. A nice headshot, or Bidemi Adedi. A very clear headshot to update it. And then the second thing you can do is online courses when you're trying to position yourself for opportunities, because you can include it in your, like you went a step ahead, besides what was offered, what you learned in school. You also went a step ahead to online courses. But one thing about online courses is, especially right now during COVID-19, you don't have to jump onto every online course or webinar that is coming up. Just ensure it's aligning with your field of interest. You don't get so exhausted jumping from one webinar to another and to another. Just be strategic in your approach. But right now there's so many. Everything you need to grow is online. I usually say Google is your friend. I guess that's true. So just make Google your friend. And if you want to learn something about your field, just Google it. There's so much resources on Google, on YouTube, and on other websites that can help you to achieve your career. You don't really have to figure it beginning. You can just take one step. I would like to do, like, for example, animations. And then so you Google animations, find resources that you can peruse on the website. And the third thing I'd like to talk about is networking, how to position yourself for accessing these opportunities. Networking, which Mr. Abiola Salami has talked about, network, and network. And also believe in your networking, not just you can have many followers on Facebook, but it's not just about the amount of people who are following you, but also the quality of your network. So network. If you're networking on social media, you can just message to the person you want in your field. we all have, not all, but some of us, most of us, I want to believe all of us, have the person we admire, right? Yeah, so like your idol, maybe for music or something, just follow them and the content that they post. For example, entrepreneurs, I usually follow Strive, Msiwa. Like their pages really have something that you can anchor on and also learn something from them. I don't think people are bad. You just have to take this first step and network, and be strategic in your networking. And and also learning a new skill, which comes with also learning a new skill, which comes with.
Sorry, we didn't get you there. There was a network. There was a network glitch.
Oh.
Hello. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you now. So if we could just, what was the last thing you said, please? We didn't get it.
Okay. So
thank you.
Networking and be strategic in a networking. Like Mr. Salami has said about reaching out to people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, the people you really want to connect with, like the people in your industry, the one which you want. At the beginning, Mr. Salami said, not at the beginning, in the middle. Okay, so he talked about connecting with people on LinkedIn, Facebook, and sending them emails. They're actually within your reach. You just have to take the first step, reaching out to them to show that you really need to learn from them, you see. And then you can have your way. Also follow the people that you know are in your industry. If you're positioning yourself for opportunities, you want a media opportunity, a media feature, how about you add some journalists on your LinkedIn profile so you keep posting about your work at the same time, you know, your connection is made up of journalists from various papers. I'm sure some will be able to reach out to you. Maybe, I believe. Okay, so, and number 5, about how to position yourself for opportunities. You can follow pages that show opportunities, beginning with our page, opportunitydesk.org. You can find us also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, on social media, also Telegram. So follow these pages where we post real opportunities, life-changing opportunities. So, and then you apply, not just following. You can be a passive follower, but also apply for these opportunities. In case of a job, look, if you're applying for these opportunities, in case of a job, I emphasize you look at the responsibilities compared to the title, because you could come across a title of a job they're looking for chief beverage officer. It sounds like a serious title, but what are the responsibilities? And it turns out that the responsibility is only to make for the boss and the entire staff. So don't just focus on but also on the role if you have the capacity to perform it. And also in applying for opportunities, I'll start identifying. So the process of identifying opportunities which align with your vision. Like Mr. Salam, you have to have the big picture. Where are you going? Because that one will direct your paths, will direct the choices of the things that you make, will direct the type of online courses you take. If you have a clear, it doesn't have to be really clear, at least you have an image of what you really want, like what is your goal, what is your end goal after all the striving and after all the hustling that you do, what is your major goal? So when you know what your opportunity, what you really want to be, let's say you want to be a managing director of a big firm or to be an entrepreneur whose company is number one in maybe company whose
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Number one in okay, number one in you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, okay, number one in maybe sales and all that. So you have to have that vision of where you are going first, and And that vision will guide your steps. You'll know the type of opportunities you're supposed to leverage. You know the people you need to connect with. You will also understand so many other things. So do not disqualify yourself from the race of applying for these opportunities. Like, for example, I've noticed on our page an opportunity desk. So because, okay, maybe we are popular, I want to believe. So people refrain from applying for those opportunities because they assume that they are very competitive. They assume that they are very competitive, yet in real sense they are not. It could be you could be the only person who has applied for the opportunity. So do not disqualify yourself by saying I'm not enough or I'm not good enough for these ones. I need to get more experience. You could be right, but still do not disqualify yourself. At least give that opportunity to recruiters to identify if they're going to disqualify you instead of you disqualifying yourself from the race. So in accessing opportunities, I said all you have to do is to identify
Okay.
what
Sorry, we can't
opportunities.
hear you.
So if you scholarship,
We,
you can go to
Josephine,
and tell me
can you hear me,
type
please?
scholarship or maybe master's
Josephine.
degree in Nigeria, in Kenya, in London, something like that. There are so many things which are going to come up. And Opportunity Desk is your one-stop place for global opportunities. So you can go through our page to see the opportunities that you can apply for. Sheets to everything that you really awards, competitions, and all that. So that is it. So, but just make sure you are applying for opportunities that are related to your field. Okay, because opportunities are like ocean. They're very vast, and you cannot touch all the waters at the same time. So many opportunities are happening at the same time, but you really have to take the ones which are leading you to where you want to go. What is your end goal is, and and also, sometimes, especially during COVID-19, you're not sure about if the opportunities you're applying for, you'll be able to attend them, given that lockdowns and restrictions on movement. And today, I would like to urge all of us not to limit ourselves because of COVID-19 or anything, but just to apply for these opportunities. You never know, they're going to be pushed forward, postponed to some other dates where you'll be able to attend. So just apply, give your best shot, and you just see how it's going to be like. So that's how you can access opportunities by typing it, knowing first. The first step is to know what you're looking for. What do you really want? That is the question you must really be able to answer. What do I really want? What opportunity do you want to access? And after you do that, then you can see, I'm looking for a scholarship. I already got admission. You have to understand what you really want. Yes. And I think that's what I wanted to share for today. Unless you have any questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much. There was a lot to take note of. I I think we all actually got one or two things, and I especially like the fact that you emphasize social media, because a lot of times many people assume that because they have gotten the job, then it's okay to post anything on their social media profiles. Especially during this pandemic, we saw a lot of people jumping on different challenges, especially on TikTok that you mentioned earlier. So thank you so much for noting that, how important it is that we understand the fact that social media is also a form of CV. People might not, it might not be the CV that you give at jobs, but your social media handle or account is also your CV. And there was something that you also said a number of times, and it was about being strategic, right? You said that it's very important that you know what exactly you want from the very beginning, from the onset, and it's also important to know what's the long run, what you want in the long run. So don't just see any opportunity or any webinar and then you just jump on it. First of all, the question is, what do you want? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Then it will determine the kinds of opportunities you go for. Thank you so much for that. So I'm very curious about, I have a number of questions for you. So I'm curious about how we can democratize the access to opportunities because, for example, Opportunity Desk is mostly online, but then there are people, especially in Africa, that do not have maybe access to the internet or do not even have access to electricity. So they might not even be able to see all these opportunities that you're posting on your platform. But then they have a lot to offer. They could actually um, they could gain much from the opportunities that are available. So how do you think we can close the gaps for such people?
Okay, so yeah, there really is a digital gap about these accessing opportunities between, especially if you come from the rural areas of different parts of Africa or even the world. And how can we close this gap? Then this one also for like me, for example, I got my first phone after I finished high school. I didn't even know how to use Facebook, LinkedIn, or anything. So I can identify with these challenges. So how we can bridge this divide is first by us who are in this webinar. First, I'm sure all of us now have access to internet and all of us have access to a phone or a laptop maybe. Yeah, so we can share, we can be generous, like our neighbors, those who don't have electricity. We can tell them about these opportunities that are there. If you hear a call for application, then you can tell them. And by the way, that's the first thing I forgot to add first. Make sure people know what you're looking for so they can tell you. So if people know what you're looking for, like for example, scholarship, and then they come across and they know you don't share with you that there's this scholarship and this stuff, but yeah, so if you keep it all to yourself, it's really you won't be able to maximize enough on these opportunities. So how we can bridge the divide is by being our neighbor's keeper, by telling them, by sharing our resources, those who have, and also where I live in Kenya, the electrification for rural areas is about 80%. So majority of houses in rural areas really have access to opportunities. So we can also partner with schools, especially schools in rural communities by giving them laptops or digital phones, smartphones and all that. And then they start a program where it's majorly for letting just the children to know about the opportunities that are available and to let them know that their resources are also open for them to use. So when they hear they can access resources like a club, it should actually be good if you just invent a club for opportunities. And then as students, you just tell them that this opportunity, how can they apply? Because most of them probably don't have emails. Most of them probably don't have cell phones and also their parents too. So if we can reach out to major community centers, also churches, mosques, people who are in the grassroots communities and give them access to this and let them reach out to the wider community, it will be easier to bridge this gap. And also to tell the students it's okay to mention if you're looking for something and you really just don't know how it's going to happen. So to express themselves, I'm looking for a scholarship, I don't have money to join high school and all that. And so it will be easier if they can share and also so we come in. That is what I think for now. Hey, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. The last point you just made about creating a club and sharing opportunities. Funny enough, it's actually one of the things that we're actually doing here at Skills Outside School Foundation. We created what we call SOS Connect, which is basically a platform that gives access access to opportunities that we have curated. So we go around, we source for the opportunities ourselves, and then we collate them and share them with young people that would need them, most especially ambassadors, alumni of our programs. So I see what you're saying, and it's actually something that has helped, because a number of these young people have been able to at least apply for some of these opportunities, and in no time we are seeing the results already. So thank you so much for pointing that out. It's actually a very key strategy. So I'm curious about the nature of opportunities that are available right now. You, as Opportunity Desk, is a curator of opportunities. So since this pandemic started, what kinds of opportunities have you seen on the rise for both young professionals and established professionals? What kinds of opportunities are more prominent these days, especially considering the pandemic?
From the pattern of opportunity posts at Opportunity Desk, first we fear that the conferences and fellowships will be postponed to a later date and we won't have opportunities to post. But and fellowship to via conferences and fellowships. So that's one place you can start leveraging conference to your computer, right online, access it even with your phone. So I urge all of us to actually make use of that. And also, we thought the companies would.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you just said. And also what?
Okay, so organizations, even though this is a difficult moment for all of us, most organizations and companies are still making hiring decisions. Most companies are still hiring. So, and also, let's go and look for them. Like companies like Google, Facebook, even though this pandemic really hit some sectors, like for example, tourism, there are also other sectors which thrive with the COVID-19. So we have to be adaptability. We have to adapt to this changing circumstance. So for me, I think the opportunities are just right there for you to go and grab all of them. Every day we post about 5 to 10 opportunities on Opportunity Desk, and all of them are placing their calls in the middle of this pandemic. Do not let your life stop because of a pandemic. We can always come up with something that will help us to adapt and to appear victorious. So just go and grab those opportunities starting from today. Apply for them. Do not disqualify yourself. And the nature of opportunities, so like I said, most of them are now being done online and virtual conferences, because those which are charging a lot of money right now, they're being offered for free, some of them. So you just have to know, like I said, you have to know what you're looking for first, because you can't grab everything. One day you're doing cybersecurity, and then the next day you are doing network. Okay, you can do that if you're a multitasking person, but also if you just focus on gaining this one skill during pandemic and you become so perfect at it, and then so you can move to something else when another opportunity arises. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question, really quickly, and thank you so much for throwing much more light on that. So another question that we have with you is about the kind of competition that is out there for global opportunities. I mean, the competition is usually steep. So what advice do you have for people who have applied over and over for opportunities but have been unsuccessful? So what new strategies do you think they should pursue in order to position themselves for being accepted for such competitive opportunities?
Okay, like I said, I think I'll have. So first, you do not give up. Do not give up. No matter how many times people say no, just keep on keeping on. Keep on applying. If it's really important to you, you'll always have drive of, okay, sometimes you might be discouraged, but do not disqualify yourself. Always, when the next time they call for applications, give them a chance to discover you again. And then when they call for applications again, present them, give them a chance to disqualify you again, like that and like that. And so what you realize when you keep applying for opportunities that you get better with your application compared to the previous one. You become perfect at presenting yourself on paper, presenting yourself in virtual interviews or even physical ones. So do not give up. So for you to position yourself yourself to access these opportunities. First is to, like I said, your online profile and also your CV. Working on that and ensuring that your social media reflects the things that you, of the opportunity, the kind of applicants that they want. You can also follow the people, mentorship. You can seek for mentorship from the people who have already been through the opportunity you're looking for. Like, let's say coming up in 2 days, next week on Monday. So if you're applying for that, and you can look for people who have applied for those and they have been accepted, then you ask for guidance. Where did I go wrong? I'm sure most of them will be able to and be ready to offer you this kind of mentorship. Also, we run that kind of mentorship at Opportunity Desk, where we connect applicants to people who have already been accepted into some opportunities. So they are guided in the application on how they can make the corrections. This increases chances of getting accepted into these opportunities. And also just keep following the pages that are sharing opportunities, beginning with opportunity that, and keep following the pages every week. And also for sometimes you miss out on opportunity, even though it was posted, you still miss it out because you forgot about the deadline. So just make a place, maybe Google, where you keep opportunities. You'll be checking every day the deadline so you don't miss on them. So you get to apply, and also start applying early. Do not apply for on the D-Day, because on the D-Day so much is going on. After the electricity could, yeah, and then just like that, you let it go. So prepare early. As soon as the application have open call for application, apply as soon as you can. For example, one of our opportunities, World Youth Forum, they usually check the entries on rolling basis from the very beginning. So your chances of getting accepted are huge if you start applying for them early. And also there are some jobs which are their deadline is on a rolling basis. So just apply maybe within the first 5 days when you hear the opportunity. Make sure you apply so you are considered earlier before they find the perfect people for the job or the opportunity and they haven't accepted you yet. Yes, that's what I will advise. Network online and offline. And by the way, remember when you're at fellowship, for instance, look at the alumni, however, how active are they? How full is the network? Do they have an active alumni network or not? So if they have an active alumni network, that's, by the way, that is the place where most of the opportunities will come from. You can forget what you are taught at a conference or a fellowship, but the network comes with the opportunity you attended, the fellowship or conference you attended is the one that is going to spearhead you to something else, somebody connecting you to someone, opening up a big opportunity for you. So network, and network, online and offline. And online, like Mr. Abdullah said, LinkedIn connection to people you really want to connect with, comment on their posts, like their thing, you are increasing your visibility, because if you see, people remember the things out of sight, out of mind. So just make yourself easily visible in everything that you do online. Also post frequently on LinkedIn, on Facebook, depending on your strategy of getting these opportunities. And that's it.
Thank you very much. I think I especially like the tip where you talked about applying early enough so that in case they want to get somebody, they would have gotten you in the early stages and before the slots are all filled up. That's actually a very nice strategy. Thank you very much for that. And also thank you, because I was actually going to ask you if Opportunity Desk gives room for reviewing applications and all that. And you already mentioned that you do that, and that's very noteworthy. So thank you so much that you're doing such. At SOSF, we do something similar as well. So it's good to know that there are many of us out there. Thank you so much. So before we come to a final close on this, I would like to know what both your organization and Mr. Salami's organizations are doing specifically at this time in response to the pandemic or as a form of support to your community. So let me just go to Mr. Salami real quick and hear what he has to say on that question, and then we'll come back to you, Josephine. Okay. Mr. Salami, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, so I assume you're asking about our efforts since COVID started, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see
Okay,
it.
cool. So one of the first things we, even before the lockdown, is to put out a campaign on smart tips for handling panic in the wake of coronavirus. Using social media. Now, what I'm showing you right now is the Facebook part of it. That was Facebook and both Facebook and Instagram. That's what we used. So this reached out to about 728,000 plus people. We had about over 100,000 engagements on it as well. So it's the first thing we put out, because the moment the moment it started getting closer to Nigeria, you know, the first episode was some Italian that came into the country, and he was tested and they discovered that he was positive. And then this news started going all around, everybody that was on board with him. I mean, that was the first real experience in Nigeria. And people started talking about different things. The fear kept on growing, the panic, people don't want to even see people. People are afraid, we're afraid of a number of things. So we just put this out first to sensitize people, not to listen to rumors, to stay away from
We're experiencing a network glitch. So, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear us, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you now. There was...
Okay. So I was saying we put this out to sensitize people, and it reached about 700,000 plus. Facebook was about 300,000 plus as well. So we had over 1 million people that we sensitized with this, with the tips for handling panic in the wake of coronavirus. You know, so those are the figures that we have for now. And then the second attempt was to put together a free ebook on ways to help every human being enjoy sound emotional and mental health during the COVID pandemic. About 1,000 people as well downloaded the free book, sharing their testimonials on how this has helped them to stay sound and sane, especially this period. You know, and the other thing, we released like a music soundtrack on Be Happy, just happy music, you know, feel good music, just to help people not to get bogged down by the thinking about COVID, so they can still be productive, get to work, get to relate with people, use online resources. Because the biggest thing about COVID is the mind, is the mind effect that it will have, or that it is still having anyway on people. And it's about attacking that, ensuring that people don't become depressed. And then we started crucial conversations, which we always engage resource persons, you know, very senior people in business organizations and NGOs, you know, across Nigeria so far. Well, we've done one or two with people who are not within Nigeria. And it's just about sharing tips on what people can do to remain productive, to drive high performance post-COVID. We've had over 15 editions of this so far. There was a publication in the Vanguard about how to maintain mental health even this period. This is about 2 weeks ago now, 24th of May. So, and then we have Upskill. I talked about Upskill earlier. So it's holding every Sunday just to nudge people to improve the quality of their results despite COVID. So these are the things we have done, you know, so far, and the feedback has been amazing. Somebody shared with me. I thought I actually put this up. I thought I put the testimonial up, but I guess I didn't. Now, somebody shared with me that reading the books, following the things we've been doing has helped him to be more productive. Some people help them to even get jobs in the wake of COVID. That's why I was saying that I know people who are even getting jobs despite the advent of COVID. You know, so these are things that we are doing. We continue to do. Crucial Conversations every Thursday on my Instagram page. Upskill is every Sunday. That's a Zoom session. So there are things we keep doing to help people to stay sane, safe, and productive even in these times.
All right, thank you so much. I think we appreciate the fact that there is a lot of emphasis on mental health.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's something that Nigerians barely talk about. So it's good work that you're doing. Well done. Very, very quickly, I'm curious. You're somebody who interacts very often with young Nigerians, and I'm just curious. I wonder if in your interactions with young people, young Nigerians especially, do you think they are ready to take on the global opportunities that are available or arising as a result of the pandemic?
Good question. The way to go is to always understand that there are people who are willing, there are people who are not willing, and there are people who are not just willing, but they are taking the right actions. And I don't see this as a young people issue. I just see it as a people issue. The number of young people who are hungry, who are always asking questions, who will make the necessary sacrifice, who want to pay the price to win the prize. Well, there are some other people who have entitlement mentality. They don't want to invest anything and they want to gain a lot of things. I mean, and life doesn't happen that way. But there are also a handful of young people who are willing to go, the yard, who are willing to do their best to ensure that they properly position themselves. And those are the people that I am really interested in. Those are the people we really work with, while we're also encouraging others to get on the train, to be like these people. But the good news is we have a growing number of people who are leaving those other demographics of people who show nonchalant attitude, people with entitlement mentality, who are getting into the group I call the group of champions.
All right, thank you. So basically, it's a mind thing. It's all dependent on you and what you decide to do. All that has been handed to you. Thank you very much, Mr. Salami, for joining us. I don't know if you have any closing remarks that you'd like to share with us, please.
Okay, I have to say thank you for the opportunity and well done on the great job that you are doing. And for my co-facilitator, Miss Adeti, I mean, that nice contributions from you. I look forward to meeting you as well. So well done. Keep doing this work. Keep doing and please, anytime feel free to reach out. We're always champions.
Thank you very much.
So welcome.
Thank you so much. Your screen is still showing though.
Oh, well, I'll stop that right now.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Josephine, we would like to hear from you as well about what Opportunity Desk is doing at the moment or currently in supporting people within the community, especially in the wake of the pandemic.
Okay, so Opportunity Desk, our major thing is to post opportunities. So since the pandemic arose, there's been a lot of funding opportunities coming from organizations from every corner of the world. So we've been posting all the COVID-19 related funding, and that's one of the way we are supporting. So it's up to you, up to us to apply for these opportunities, because money, if your organization is somehow acting, leveraging, it's somehow, okay, so if your organization is,
Okay.
So if, so if your organization is somehow doing something to help people in this pandemic, there are so many funding opportunities that Opportunity Desk is posting. Also, we began a webinar series similar to this one, but then now it's on Facebook and YouTube. And there's another one coming today at 5 p.m. West African time or 4 p.m. GMT. So you can join, and today's topic is fundraising opportunity, funding your organization, accessing funding opportunities for your organization. So we've been hosting webinars to impart our audience with knowledge and skills. Now that most people are at home and they're online, and then now we want to make sure when they're online, they're doing something that is helpful and beneficial. So we are trying to bring in experts to advise them on what they can do and on sharing knowledge. That's majorly how we are dealing with the pandemic.
Okay. Thank you so much, especially for sharing the webinar that you'll be having later today. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And very curiously, we are at SOSF, there's a project that we're also working on, an innovation challenge, basically that is to help young people or organizations that have developed innovative solutions in response to the pandemic. So we are looking to at least not only recognize their innovations and their ideas, but reward them in some way and support them and ensure that they have access to the right network, the right mentors to take their work to the next level. So I think we'll be looking forward to working with you somehow on that innovation challenge, and hopefully we'll see how that goes.